Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Restaurant Talent Show 2019. Brought to you by Catering Circle, Season 4, Episode 6. It's a great pleasure to be here. I am Tafajjul Mia, your host for the next couple of hours. Tonight, we will be discussing, and more importantly, 8 participants will be competing on the topic, how to attract young generations to our catering industry. Dear viewers, in case you missed out on the last episode on the topic of attracting, engaging, and retaining females, here is a quick recap for you.
Welcome to Catering Circle Season 4.
I'm not saying better than chef, but women are always hard workers.
My owner also woman, and she's also coming to work with me.
When these chefs go to home, they know that women can cook the food.
Attracting, engaging in females is something that we really need to do.
We do need females, they're like the backbone of a male.
I guess our phone voices and our phone manner is different to a male's. We have that sort of charisma in our voice.
The female workforce is brilliant, but I think there needs to be a balance of the ratio.
Women are in every sector, why not in catering industry?
They're worried about what people are going to say if they start working.
I took on a female receptionist then, a delivery driver, and it made the difference. It creates a great atmosphere.
My family didn't actually introduce us to the catering circle, so we didn't actually took an interest.
Open the doors and our hearts to people so that, because this is where we will grow strong as a restaurant industry and also as a community.
Yes.
Because if you say people don't accept us, do we accept them?
The restaurateurs themselves, in order to encourage women to come into this industry.
We have to keep it there, at least one female, and it will becoming the balance.
Everyone, all of them owner, they have 2-3 unemployed women at the home. Whatever, they are committed to do work, but we are not bringing them in.
Our women, they're front of house, so hopefully we get someone in the kitchen.
When you have a female with a white, Asian or whatever ethnic background it is, it helps a lot in the business.
That environment is key, especially with female members of staff, because a clean and healthy environment is a good environment.
Who own the restaurant, bring more women to the work.
Builds a colleague relationship between the men and women.
Try and give them a more of a managing role, make sure that they go out there and they feel like they're empowerers.
You know, really push them to know that they can do that.
The scores have actually come in, and I've actually got them here. We have the Star Restaurant with 92, Orissa with 88.
Here you have it. Now, to choose out of the 8 participants, we need 2 winners. To choose them, we definitely need the help of our panel judges here on my right. Here we have on my far right, Mr. Mahi Fardous Jalil, founder of Channel S Television, a talented businessman and a property developer, owner of Prestige Auto Group and television presenter. Has an instrumental role in promoting British Bangladeshi community through media platform. Welcome to the talent show, bhai.
Assalamualaikum, bhai. Balasan.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Next to him, we have Hulia Erdal. Hulia is a chef educator and a regular judge for many food awards. She's written for a variety of magazines, including Delicious and Good Things. Hulia is also a Master Craftsman membership of Craft Guilds of Chef. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Nasserson. Keith, on my right, we have Keith Best. Keith Best is a former Conservative MP for Angsley, a great friend of British Bangladeshi. Welcome to the Restaurant Talent Show, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you very much indeed. Next. Now we are going to see a short clip of tonight's topic.
Episode 6: Attracting the younger generation. Finding out ways to retain restaurant staff and attract young generation into the sector. Attracting and retaining requires the right operational and marketing strategies. They choose brands that align with their values. For 6 out of 10, a sense of purpose is vital. 75% believe business should have a positive impact on society. 88% say they expect to earn enough and a good work-life balance. The values which support long-term business successes are people treatment, ethics, and customer focus. 26% said employee satisfaction, loyalty, fair treatment. 25% said ethics, trust, integrity, honesty. 19% said customer care, focus. 13% quality, reliability. And they also gave value to environmental impact, corporate social responsibility, good products, efficiency, innovation and respect. Show you have a plan for them to do meaningful work that is interesting, challenging and engaging. Influence them with vision and passion. Embrace social media for productive creativity. Generation Y respects those who validate them for who they are now and who they want to be. If you provide it, they will stay.
Right, with our 3 panel judges, we have 4 special judges here. Allow me to introduce them. On my far left, I should say, sorry, I have Meghna Minara Uddin. She is a consultant senior youth worker at Youth and Community Organization. She has years of experience in family restaurant business. She is an award-winning activist. Thank you for coming, Meghna.
Assalamualaikum.
Good evening.
No worries. And next to her, we have Abdul Haq Habib, Managing Director of London Training Centre, and is a senior risk control consultant with more than 8 years of experience, chairman of ICRA International and a charity organization. Welcome to Restaurant Talent Show, bhai.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Next to him, we have our Dr. Siraj Ali, businessman and philanthropist, recently awarded an honorary degree by Essex University. Dr. Ali is also a multi-cuisine operator and community activist. Thank you for coming, sir. Thank you. And we have on left of him, right of him, I'm afraid, none other than my dear Motin Mia, a life member of Catering Circle, membership secretary of BBCA, British Bangladeshi Catering Association, a successful entrepreneur, and mainly in hospitality industry, property developer, and a charity welcome. Welcome to the show, bhai.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank
Welcome.
you very much.
And then on my left here, I have the 2 mentors who's been working behind the scene, menteeing the participants. I have on my immediate left, Ruhul Shamsuddin, who is an executive member of Catering Circle, multi-cuisine operator. Welcome to the show, bhai.
Thank you.
Thank you. And on his left, we have Ahmed Marif, a nutrition chef, a chef entrepreneur, specialist in classic French and Moroccan cuisine. How interesting. Welcome to the show, bhai.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Before we start the round 1, can we see the tonight's participants' short profile? How interesting participants. Now, how the scoring work for the new viewers, let me explain a little bit, please. On the panel judges, we have 3 panel judges. They will be scoring for 60 marks. And that's 20 marks each judges. And on the special judges, where we have 4 special judges, you will be marking 40 marks, 10 marks each, please. Thank you. So you have a lot of responsibilities as well. Let's go to round 1. Right. Before we start the round one, we have an apologies from one of the participants who was due to be here, Mughal Palace, Muhammad Talukdar from Bristol. So please accept his apologies. Now, can we have the participants on the podium, please? First we have Crooked Skewer, Aminul Chowdhury, all the way from Hall. Well done. Right, just to let you know, our topics for today, it's all about how to attract young generation to our industry. Are you aware how it works, please?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yep.
How to attract them. The first round is your success story. Yep. Your success story about young recruitment to your premises. You will have exactly 120 seconds, and just before 10 seconds, on the 110 second, you will hear this magic number, because I don't want to stop you and be rude with you. So when you hear once, that means you have 10 seconds to finish off your sentence. Are you ready?
I am ready, yes.
Okay, here we go. Your time starts now.
Right, I'll just give you my journey, and I think hopefully when I explain my journey, it will answer a lot of questions. I actually come from a fine dining restaurant background. I did the civic dinner for David Cameron. I worked for Sultan of Brunei's hotels. And so I've got a lot of experience in this field. And so after losing all these jobs, and I wanted to be next to my children in Hull, I went with no money, and I actually really looked at what I can do. And I realized Indian industry is massive, and you don't have to pay you don't have to pay anybody to do this business, just like McDonald's, how you have to pay fees and various other things. So I wanted to tap into that market. So I realized I had to create something simple because there was shortage of chefs and I had no money. So I started a business called Yo Tuk Tuk. It burst into the dining scene, and it was a Bangladeshi street food, because I realized I couldn't do Indian street food because I would have to employ Indian chef from Taj Group Hotel background or something like that, and it would cost a lot of money. So I actually went into asking my mom, and I simplified. I realized I didn't have money to pay tandoori chef, so I said, okay, eliminate the tandoor section. I realized I didn't have I couldn't afford a lot of the chefs, so I simplified it, and I did a restaurant, Bangladeshi street food restaurant called Yo Tuk Tuk. It was actually a finalist 2018 Best Restaurant Yorkshire by Whole Daily Mail. So basically, I simplified it, and I've attracted a lot of young people. I realized I could diversify the product, and I could really get young people on board. So good SOPs was in place, good tips were in place, wages per hour was in place. So all these things were in place.
Sorry, I have to stop you. No, well done. You've done very well. He deserves a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Next person we have on the podium, please, is from Punchy Indian Street Kitchen, Shahriya Uddin, from all the way from Portsmouth. Hello,
Assalamualaikum.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Right. Are you aware how this works?
Yes.
Please, you will have 2 minutes to talk about the subject, success story on attracting the young generation in your establishment and institute.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
And again, would you like me to explain about the 10 seconds?
No, I got it.
All right, fantastic. Your time starts now.
Okay, so I'm from Punchy Indian Street Kitchen. We were formed about 2 years ago. I went through the whole educational system, went to school, college, university, graduated. My father, it was a few years in, my father was sort of coming to the end of his career, and we thought a business. So I took over the business, and I saw the market. It was a saturated market with takeaways left, right, and centre. I wanted to do something different, so we created this Indian street food theme. And I saw it really did kick off because we were the only thing like it in Portsmouth. Even I would say, I would go as far as saying in the South Coast, we had nothing like it. And it really worked. So what happened was I took my experience from the corporate world and put that into our takeaway. There's a lot of stigma attached to the Indian takeaway restaurant industry because of how it was run before us. So I really tried to eliminate that. We put a process in place, we had a structure, and we ran it like a proper business. And alhamdulillah, it worked. Regarding young staff, myself being young, as we got busy, we started employing more people. And I saw there's no need to have people come into the takeaway 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. We can bring the mentality from outside of having people for peak hours. So we started doing that, and that worked. A lot of younger people were more interested because they can come in, they get paid hourly, they work the busy hours, and they're not needed surplus that. So it worked for us, it worked for them. Doing that, we now employ, I think, six staff who are between the ages of 18 and 24. Our head chef actually is 27 years of age, and it works. So it's just something that, being my background from the corporate world, bringing it in, and it's totally changed the dynamics of our takeaway.
Well done, bang on time. Excellent, fantastic, great stuff. Right, okay, can we have the third contest participant, please? From Saffron Indian Takeaway, Roshanara Begum from Salisbury. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Right, are you aware how this works, please?
Yes.
Well, then I needless to say anything to you. So shall we start your time? 120 seconds starts now.
Okay, so my father, he's been in the Indian catering business for over 30 years. And my siblings and I, there's 7 of us, 6 sisters and 1 brother, we decided, he wanted to set up another business, so we thought we'd help him out. We all had our own individual jobs, we still do, and we thought we'll help him set up this business, and basically we just wanted to sort of manage it, and he would support us. So basically, I felt like we felt like there was a stigma attached with takeaways, almost like it was greasy food and unhealthy. So we wanted to put a different sort of a vision of healthier options, so such as using less salt, less sugar, and sort of like portion control, basically, and more emphasizing on just focusing on the customer's needs, and because there were other takeaways, but we just wanted to do something a little bit different, but at the same time sort of fulfill Dad's dream sort of thing. So we did that. We also looked at looking at the way the premises looked as well. We wanted a modern feel to it, and sort of drawing younger people in, customers or employees. So the look was important to us, and a lot of planning went into it. And I think we've achieved that. It is how we wanted it to look, and everybody's input went into it. And I feel like I manage the business, so I feel like good planning is important before starting up a business. So a lot of businesses fail if there's not good planning. So before we launched the business, we looked at the menu and just made sure we got the pricing right, well, as much as we could get it right to start off with. Obviously, it's a continuous process where we need to review our menus, and so I think that I've covered a lot.
No, I'll let you finish your sentence.
Oh,
You've still got 5 seconds left.
And the kitchen, spacious kitchen. We wanted it to be comfortable for the staff, so that they can sort of move around. And that's it. Really.
Brilliant, superb, Roshanara. You've done amazing, fantastic. Right, can we have the 4th contestant from Bengal Bites Tandoori, Imam Hussain, all the way from Wiltshire. Hello, Bhaiya.
Hello.
Right, you will have 120 seconds to talk about success story on attracting young generation. Are you aware how it works, please?
Yes.
Okay. And when the 10-second remains, you will hear this magic bell, sir. So your time starts now.
Good evening. And attacking young generation is an important issue, and it is time to discuss and make people, young people, attractive to the curry industry. Now, before to do that, I think we have to attract young generation to eat the curry before we get involved to them to the curry industry. There are a number of issues related to the attracting young generation. First of all, we have to re-engineer the business process in curry industry, make the environment to young generation friendly and familiar with their know-how. Now, as such, make the knowledge available to the industry by professional training system or qualification, and make the attractive, friendly, and enjoyable work environment. Then accept their mistake as part of their task instead of discouraging them, and not to make them powerless and get involved with that they are part of the community and industry. The re-engineering process involved, like we have a lot of curry industry, we started 20, 30 years ago and still running there. And nowadays everything is changed. We have to adopt modern equipment. As such, say, if I hire a 16-year-old or a school leaver, come to the work in the restaurant, and if we have an e-post system and giving him a half an hour training, and next minute he will be ready to take the responsibility.
Finish your sentence, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Brilliant. Amazing. Incredible. Well done. Now we have our fifth participant, Emperor of India, Muhammad Hussain Rana from Salisbury, please. Right. Are you aware how it's you will have 2 minutes to talk about success story on attracting the younger generation in your establishment, your institute, your businesses.
Right. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Your time starts now.
I'm just introducing me and my chef just came all the way from Salisbury. And Assalamu alaikum, good evening. Thank you very much to giving me the opportunity for me to invite me to this important event, Catering Circle, all the years long way. This Catering Circle running, lots of roadshow and things you have done. And now you invited some younger entrepreneurs like us. I'm not saying I'm a very successful entrepreneur, but I'd like to give you thanks again to give me the opportunity to introduce myself. A very small idea, but my opinion is employing the younger people from the local community, which is very important and encourageable, because if we employ younger people and students from local community, and it can help our industry, because right now we have a very, very shortage staff all over the country. Its industry is dying, so we have to take the initiative like student and all younger generation. If we attract them and make a nice atmosphere for work, and I'd like to, we did it and it's helped a lot. And now I want to tell you, because local community people would like to involve with us. We used to be only we recruit Asian people. Now we started European and the local white people as well. They love our curry, they love our hospitality, and they would like to engage with us if we invite them, and it will help our a lot. And thank you very much again. I think my time is out.
You can finish your sentence.
Yeah, and I'd like to give you many thanks to Channel S and all the people who are behind this.
Thank you, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Right. Next we have is from Spice Masala, Mr. Syed Zakir Hussain from Essex. Can we have him on the podium, please? Welcome to the show, bhai.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Good evening.
Good evening. Fantastic. You will be given 2 minutes to talk about success story on attracting the young generation in your businesses, your institution. And just before 10 seconds, finishing of 120 seconds, you'll hear this number, this bell, and then you start finishing off, please. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready, sir.
Okay, your time starts now.
I find out is especially Indian restaurant, why not coming and join us with young generation? But I am success because of that. I find out few things. One thing is wages. One thing is timetable. One thing is living accommodation. And I did those things. And especially those people, when they work for me, I am very friendly with them, and I explain to how to run the business. And one day we are going to retire, and you are become a governor or restaurant owner. And those way they are very enjoy with me, and especially I know these young people, they need the game, sports, this, that. All these things I fulfill, and they are very actively they joined with us. And we need more try, and I hope they're coming, and I'm success that way. And that's it.
Oh, you finished. Okay, you finished well before time. You can continue if you like. However, if you think you're finished, not a problem, sir. Thank you very much. Well done. Excellent.
Thank you.
Right, we have next up on the podium from Hackerland, Steve Lee from London. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thank you.
Right, you have two minutes, 120 seconds to tell us your success story on attracting the young generation in your businesses and your institution. And are you ready for it, please?
Yes, I am.
Yes, excellent. You know how it works here?
Yes.
So when there's 10 seconds left, I will ring the bell, and then you can finish up nice and easily.
Thank you.
Your time starts now. Thank you.
Thank you. I was basically part of this train. I came 10 years ago in this country to study masters. I finished my studies with very less resources I had in my hands, less finance had in my hands. I decided to achieve my dreams and goals. So I completed my studies. I joined a small restaurant. I started working there. It's from last 8 years. I'm still there. The owner saw my hard work, dedication, the things that I'm rolling through, and at the moment he saw the struggle that I'm going through. After 8 years, finally, he decided me to give a chance, and I'm an owner with him as a partner in one of the very successful restaurant which is in Harrow. It's called Hakaland. It's the fusion restaurant. It's an Indo-Chinese restaurant. It's basically covering the west side of India. Very famous with Bollywood actors, and at the moment, all my staff is under 25 because I believe in what I have been through, what I have gone through, and I believe they do the same, and I try to share my stories. I mean, it's all about meeting right people at right time. That's what I feel up, and I always say them work hard, and definitely maybe next time it's me, maybe I'm hiring someone else, or maybe I'm making a partner with someone else. So it's all about that. It's all about giving the opportunity, the exposure. Obviously, the hard work is very important. So I have 4 or 5 staff, which I keep on training them. I take the feedbacks from them. I take the ideas, and I try to implement in my business model as well sometimes. So it's very good. The way that the love of this show, I have a staff who works for me from last 3 years. I opened my restaurant 3 years ago, and they are still from day one with me. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it, the way they're passionate about it and the things that they're showing. And yeah, so it's going very well at the moment.
Thank you.
Yeah,
well
thank
done.
you.
Fantastic. And now, just before going to the break, we've seen the 7 contestants battling out in a nice way. We have our panel judges going to judge them and going to really work hard and help me announcing the winners soon. We're going to go for a short break. Don't go away. We'll see you after the short break. Thank you. Welcome back to Restaurant Talent Show. Now, we've seen the 7 participants showing their talents on the podium. They've given their story. Now it's time for the result. Are we ready, judges? Here we are. Wow. I'm afraid we'll be losing Spice Masala, who is Mr. Syed Zakir Hussain. However, we have Crooked Skewered with 42% of the vote. We have Bengal Bites Tandoori with 48% of the vote. Spice Masala with 52% of the vote. Emperor of India 52% of the vote. Rakaland with 62% of the vote. Saffron Indian Takeaway with 72% of the vote. And at the top, we have Punchy Street Kitchen with 76% of the vote. Congratulations to all 6 of them, and commiseration to Bengal Bites Tandoori. Now, we'll go to our mentors, and we have Samsuddin Bhai. I'm afraid one of your mentee has gone out of the competition. What do you think that they missed out on?
I think it was his nerves. I mean, what it is, backstage he was discussing about staff packages and everything else. I think he got a bit nervous. He had a good staff packaging and attracting how to attract the younger generation. He was talking about giving them an incentive and everything else, going to cinemas a day out and everything else. I don't think he mentioned it online, but it's a shame.
Oh, yeah. Well, well done. He's also a winner to making it up to here.
Okay,
then we have another mentee here on my left. Mentor, Mr. Ahmed Marif. Well done. All your mentees managed to do well. What's the trick?
Yeah, I think they had the outstanding job today. I mean, we discussed a lot of things on backstage. They cover all the areas for catering businesses and all that. I mean, I think they are good, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I can say. Yeah, good, yeah.
Fantastic. Well done. Thank you very much. Now we're going to the panel judges for their views and comments. Shall I start with none other than our Jalil Bhai? What did you thought of the participants talking about the subject?
Well, few of them, I think, the attracting the younger generations. To me, it's some of the points been covered, but I think it's also the previous generation who's still in a business. They need to talk positive about it, and we need to have a positive attitudes towards the restaurants. Bear in mind, I worked in many restaurants, more than 24, 25, and there was no respect, the word. So how can you sort of attract a younger generation when a father goes home and a mum tell the mum, oh, this is a bad industry, you don't want to know about it. So you've got to start from home, and you need to respect that. If we don't respect that, that's what we are suffering today. But hey, it's not too late, it's 21st century. And we have to have employer rights. We live in a 21st century. We need to respect them. We need to treat them equal. We need to give them rights. So look, it's much better than a taxi driver job. Remember this. Because you have no safety. You don't know who's going to punch you when, who's going to kill you when. You know, there are a lot of legislation. This is but I personally think it's need to start from our own home with a positive attitude and a teamwork. A father need to take his son with him on a weekend to, talk about it. Look, come with it, because we build whole Bangladesh, whole Sylhet from this. It's got millions of pounds in the industry. We have produced thousands of millionaires from this industry. Even if you become a graduate in one of the biggest university, Oxford, Cambridge, you're not going to earn that sort of money if you got it right. Because
definitely money
so therefore, we in 21st century we need to attract them, but we need to start from our own home, and we need to. Everyone in this room, whoever owns restaurant, we need to talk positive about it, because this is not a bad thing. It's one of the best thing our first generation started, and we need to keep that legacy going.
Thank you. You're absolutely right. Right. From now, I will go to our special judge, Meghna. You're a very special. Your specialty is working with young generation. What are the tips you can give to our industry? How do we go about, and moreover, how did the participant do as well, please?
I thought some of the participants, for example, Panchi and especially Panchi, who their own experience, they've incorporated that in their businesses and how they've attracted, and also Hakaland as well, as being a young person who joined the particular restaurant and developed from that. Development is important to attract young people. We, as the restaurant business and the catering business, really need to go out to schools, colleges, youth organizations, really go out there, talk about the industry. And I agree with what Mahibai said. We need to be positive. Yeah. We need to not say, oh, well, no, don't go into the business, don't go into the industry, it's not worth it. It's these hours are like that and the money's not good. But positivity, definitely.
Thank you, Meghna. Well said. Thank you. You're totally right. I believe also anything starts from home. Now I'm going to speak to our panel judge, Mr. Keith Best. What did you thought of our participant? Where do you think that we're missing out on attracting young generation to our industry? I mean, you are a great friend to Bangladesh, British Bangladeshis. You've been there, you've seen it. How do we go about? Any tips, ideas, suggestions?
Well, I also have two daughters in their 20s, so I have some direct knowledge of what young people actually want in the way of an out-of-house experience. And what I wanted to hear, and what I did hear from some of the participants, was how they could adapt the food, the ambience. Music wasn't mentioned, but that's important. Yes, you need young staff in the restaurant, but young people won't come just because they're young staff. They will come because they think the food is tasty and good. And I was very pleased to hear one of the participants talk about making it healthy eating, because I think young people now are very much into environment and healthy eating, things like that. So this is a way of promoting food as being a healthy option for them. You can't get away from the takeaway. I'm afraid young people like takeaways and they want takeaways. So to provide good, well-balanced takeaways that are not only nutritious but also give a good variety. And I think the music and the decor, these are things really important.
Yeah.
The whole ambience.
Thank you very much, Mr. Best. Now I'm going to go to Julia. What did you thought of the participant input, and if there is any tip you would like to give, please, for the next round?
I do think they all had something to say. You could see that they all had points to make, and I think most of them seemed to understand there were necessary requirements in order to attract younger people. I particularly liked Panchi, I liked Hakaland because of their youth, because they'd experienced this, because they understood what it was like. As an educator, I think the problem is twofold. I think both it's about the sector being able to say, yes, this, treating their staff better, giving better, work hours, better wages, because better facilities, because I teach these chefs, I train these chefs before they go out. And we have a huge shortage of numbers in colleges now. Not enough young people are going into the catering sector. We have low student numbers. It is across the board. It's
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Next, we're going to go round 2. Now we have the result for the last 6. We're going to go to round 2. Again, the panel judges will be scoring 60% and the special judges will be scoring 40%, which is 10% each. Now, can we have first up for the round 2, Crooked Skewer, Aminul Chowdhury from Hull. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Again, it's the same procedure. It's only different topic. You will be talking about attracting, recruiting, and retaining younger staff. Are you ready?
I'm ready, yes.
Yes? Excellent. Your time starts now.
We have a simple, streamlined concept. So therefore, we produced a good standard operational procedure to employ young international staff. We go to college to find staff who are doing hospitality in colleges. We use Facebook, Instagram. We give them 100% tip. And the way we do this is amazing. We always look after the customers with extras, and the tip is massive. So therefore, they're getting about £12 an hour, £11 an hour. So therefore, they want to work with us. We do staff of the month. We do lots of things, like nights out. So therefore, all the staff, we work together. We don't have loads of Bengalis working in one place. We have international people working. And that has really made my restaurant succeed. And because it's really interesting concept, they love it. They don't have to go through 200 curries to learn. So therefore, because it's easy, we're attracting them.
Thank you. Well done. Bang on time. Excellent. Next up, we have Punchy Indian Street Kitchen, Shahriya Uddin. Well done. Congratulations on making on this round 2.
Thank you.
Are you ready, please?
Yep.
Your time starts now. Thank you.
As I mentioned before, I took the corporate world, brought it to the takeaway industry. We've streamlined things. It's professional. Everyone wears uniform. To attract the young people, we've got flexible working hours. Everyone has an employment contract. Everyone knows where they stand, how many hours they're due to work in each particular week. If they want an increase, they speak to us. We look at where we can add that on. We have a family atmosphere, so a lot of people come in. It's not single people. We are individuals that make one family. That works. We're lucky to have a catering college in Portsmouth, which we regularly recruit from. And we do regular monthly one-to-ones to look at people where they're struggling, how they can improve, and what progression is next for them. So putting things like that in place has sort of enabled us to progress with the youngsters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Next we have here from Emperor of India. No, I'm sorry. Yes, Saffron, I'm sorry. Saffron Indian Takeaway, Rostana Begum from Salisbury. I'm sorry. You have 60 seconds for the second round. Are you ready?
Yes.
Congratulations on making on second round.
Thank you.
Are you up for the third round?
Yes, I am.
Absolutely. Why not? Fantastic. Your 60 seconds starts now. Thank you.
So as you're aware, we're a family business, but we have recruited non-Asian staff. I actually asked one of the staff that works with us what has actually attracted her to work for us before I came into the show, just to get an idea. And some of the things she said was it improves her mental health. She's a mother, and she said the pay is obviously helps her to relax a little bit. She also said she likes to meet new people and interact with customers. So that was really interesting to get that feedback from her. Obviously, safe premises, good working conditions important, basic pay, holiday pay, and generally, I think an approachable attitude, because if you can't make your staff feel comfortable with you, and if you're not approachable, then I think I feel like that's important. And we offer sort of training courses so that they can...
Thank you. Brilliant. Excellent. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Next we have is Emperor of India, Muhammad Hussain Rana from Salisbury, please. Yeah, congratulations on making on second round.
All right, thank you very much.
Right, are you ready? You have 60 seconds to talk about attracting, recruiting and retaining younger staff in your institution or business. Your 16 seconds starts now.
Thank you very much. I already mentioned if we recruit from local younger generation, from our local community student, it will be very helpful for us, and we can advertise social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or we can give them a flexible hour, like if they are not feeling well or they want to finish earlier, so we should allow them. Our industry is very strict. You can have 1 day off. You cannot have any 6 days. You have to be worked. Now people don't like it. They want at least 2 days off in a week, and this is the one of the thing we have to do it. And reward and recognition. If we started doing the a monthly award, you are the employee of the month. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well done. Brilliant. Next we have on the podium, speaking about round two, attracting, recruiting and retaining younger staff, is Spice Masala, Syed Zakir Hussain from Essex, please. Here we are. Thank you. Congratulations on making on second round. Now you are talking about attracting, recruiting and retaining younger staff. Your 60 seconds starts now, sir.
I always do with my staff. Before was Indian restaurant they run, they don't give the tips. I gave them tips, then they make happily, and I recruit my staff always smiley face and good looking, smart boy. And I do that every month, sit down, talk each other, which one is good, doing good and well done. Then I give them one is a nice gift, and that's why they are very competition each other. And that way I am looking is I build up my staff is a good manner and good expertise, and that's where I am doing this kind of technique. I applied with them, and they are very good. Now is they work with me and very happily, and every night I go out with them to play game, talk, this, that, and monthly I take out.
Thank you very much indeed. Well done. Yeah, so you're saying is the incentive which will work. Brilliant. Excellent. Next we have, last not least, from Hackerland, Steve Lee, please. Steve, you will be talking about attracting, recruiting and retaining younger staff in your business.
Yes.
It's 60 seconds and your time starts now.
Right. I will start like young minds are usually flimsy. It's difficult to understand sometimes. So I prefer it's much essential to make a brand for ourselves first, because nowadays they think about where they are getting into, first. So it's very essential. We need to showcase what we got first as a company, as an employer, so they get attracted. 3 things I follow in my company is the work culture. I follow the flexibility. It's no more a 9 to 5 box. They like the flexibility at work. They like to be trusted. They like to be challenged. They like to be heard. So that's what we feel, and we try to listen to them and try to implement as much as we can. And other than that, transparency, of course. We try to treat equal. So there's no things like one person is preferred than the other one. So we try to be equal for all the time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Now we're going to go for a short break. Don't go away. See you soon. Welcome back to Restaurant Talent Show, Season 4, Episode 6. Now, the judge has been working really hard to mark on the second round, and we will soon have the result for the second round. Just before I give the result out, I want to go to the special judges, please. I want to ask Abdul Haq Habib Bhai, in a nutshell, if I can ask you, what are you really looking from the participant on the questions, on the subject they were talking? In another word, from me, what would it take for them to retain, especially on the third final round? It's a very important round. What would it take for them to say and do to get full mark from you?
I think three things.
It might be a giveaway, but it might help them.
Of course. I think three things which are, I think, lacking in our industry. Number one is a catering college, relationship with a catering college and getting benefit out of that will give a big tick. Why? Because training is everything. And a catering college can provide that opportunity. And I think two of the contestants, they have mentioned that they're working with catering college, which is fantastic. Secondly, I think in terms of having positive attitude towards your employee is very, very important. I think there is a bit of a lack in our industry. So having more of positive attitude towards your employee will give a big tick. And I think the other one I would say is professionally run business, which is a big lack in our industry. One of the contestants, he said he is running professionally run business, Punchy Indian restaurant. Well done to him.
Thank you, Abdul Haq Bhai. Brilliant, excellent, nice tips. Now, Dr. Siraz Ali Bhai, if I ask you a similar question to that, really, how did you find our participants really giving out information for what they do in their own restaurants?
In my opinion is they're doing good actually, but they have to increase it more, compromising with getting the experienced people who has previously have given the experience, but also the experienced people have also negative, which is my way mentioned it. I think experience goes a long way, and if they compromise and sit down and get knowledge out of those people, and the workers and between the restaurateurs sit down and frequently have the meetings and understand each other's problem and minimize the times, minimize the actual quality, and everything, I think they'll be within the compromise. The young generation.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. Thank you very much indeed. Now, I would like to go to Motin Bhai. Tell me, I mean, you've been in the industry, you have to take the mic, sorry. You've been in the industry for long. You belong to an organization who is trying to actually help the caterers. Tell me what the management and the owners can really do to attract the young generation.
Well, there's three things. I've broken down into some key words. Each of the contestants, if they mentioned it, then kind of rings some bells and says these are positive things. So, for example, when you're saying attracting, what attracts a person to a job? The first and foremost, remuneration. Everyone kind of, that's the biggest soundbite. They get used to that very, very quick. But the most essential thing is the working environment, because that's on a daily they're coming in and out. So if the working environment is right, if the company ethos is right, if the company motto is right towards the employees, that's 5 stars. That's something that attracts people to come and join your organization.
Right.
The second thing, recruiting. I've touched on it, the benefits. So I, as a youngster, I'm 18 years old. That's wishful thinking. I want to join your business. Now, as an 18-year-old, what's important? I want to have a social life, but I need to fund that social life, so I need the job. So therefore, if you're locking me down to 6 or 7 days a week, I've got no social life. I'm going to move away. So there has to be a harmony between servicing the company's needs as well as I as an individual and as a human, my aspirations and my
Thank
needs.
you, Martin Mia.
Lovely,
Well
thank
done.
you.
Very good, thank you. A lot of information. Yes. Megna, coming back to you, please. What do you think is the major influence in our industry regarding young generation and adventures? What are the factors, really?
The factors really, as I think most of us have already mentioned, providing and attracting attractive benefits in the industry that will, whether it's work hours, whether it's the pay, team building as well is very important within organizations, and providing that overall environment, a good environment. Something else I would like to also add is with regards to giving young people experience. I think having policies in place and inviting work experience young people from secondary school is a good idea, because that will encourage apprenticeships or just the 2 weeks general work experience. We should be doing more of that, and then that would encourage or give them an insight, even if they're discouraged by family or in the news or the papers or whatever they're reading. This would actually encourage them, give them a taster. So a week, 2 weeks taster in work experiences is a good thing to attract the younger generation.
Yeah. Respect is definitely a motivating factor.
Respect definitely. And, giving them a voice. Yeah. I know some of the participants have already mentioned, but give them a platform, because they're the future. They need to become stakeholders.
Thank you. And make them feel this is a business, there is money to be made.
Exactly.
Come on board.
Welcomed.
Take it to the next level.
Thank you.
Right, panel judges. Who do I go to? Mr. Best. What did you think of the participants' information they were giving? Are we missing out some of the information that it will help our industry to really graft and get the young generation come on board? Because it's our forefathers who have built the business from scratch, and you've seen it. And now people are saying, which I don't agree to a certain extent, that it's a declining industry. But obviously, we believe without the young generation coming on board, you don't get new ideas. Without the new young generation coming on board, we cannot take it to the next level. What else do you think we can do as an industry to attract the young generation?
Well, first of all, and I think it's already been said, and many of the contestants said it as well, you need to show that it's a professional, efficient business. People want to be associated with success. They don't want to come into a workplace which is haphazard, where things go wrong, where customers get upset because things are going wrong. So that's the most important thing, professionalism. Secondly, and again this was mentioned by certainly one of the contestants, I think people want to feel part of a family. They like going into an environment where there is that family atmosphere. So one person will look after another. If somebody's sick, then there will be sympathy and understanding. Somebody will cover for them. And finally, I think the most important thing is to give people room to breathe. People want to have a chance to develop themselves, so you need to delegate. You need to give people an opportunity to improve themselves in their own job.
Thank you very very much, Mr. Keith Best. I'll come back to the panel, the other panel judges after the announcement. Now, are we ready for the results, please? Yes? Here we are. Ah, that's it. Okay. As I said, we'll be losing 2 participants, and it would be Spice Masala and Emperor of India. I'm sorry, however, they've done well. They came here, they spoke about their businesses, and sadly they're leaving. Nevertheless, we have the last 4 battling for the final round, which is going to be very crucial, and the subject will be attracting young generation as a customer. Now we have the result as follows. On the 4th place we have Hackerland. On the 3rd place we have Crooked Skewer. On the 2nd place, Saffron Indian Takeaway. And on the 1st place at the top we have Punchy Street Kitchen. Congratulations to the 1st, 2nd and 3rd and 4th. Now we're going to go to round 3 now. Round 3, you'll be having. We are going to discuss about the customers now. How do we engage younger generation as your customers? How do we do things to attract? Because having your regular customers, of course, it's good, but getting your young generation or breed of young generation customers to your restaurant, your businesses, how do we do that? So you're going to get 6. Just 1 second, please. We lost. Sorry, can you give us? Mentor, we lost one of your mentees. Where do you think they missed out on?
I think they miss one point, which is how we track the new generation in a way which using the catering as post gap instead of rather than job prospective in future. That I think the point is missing there. So how we can convince them to work as chef or as a waiter for a long time instead of just using it for saving money to go to uni and stuff like that. I think that point is missing.
Thank you. Rulbai, what did you think that they missed out on the 2 contestants?
The participant or the contestants want to know about recruitment. How do they actually do the recruitment process? Is it the traditional way of calling a job centre, or they outsource it to a HR company? We just want to hear more about the recruitment process. And when they do their staff meeting, are they more interactive? Do they put it on social media? So yeah, those key points I would like to hear about.
Right, excellent. Thank you very much for the information. Now we have Crooked Skewer, Aminul Chowdhury for the final round. Are you ready, Bhai?
I'm ready.
Okay, so now again, same thing. You'll have 60 seconds to talk about, like I said, about the young generation of customers. Yeah. Now your time starts now. Thank you.
We created a Easy Speak restaurant, and that Easy Speak restaurant actually wakens all the senses of young people. We use dry ice, we use liquid nitrogen, we have created a special menu for them at a discounted rate. We do lots of different theme nights, and not only that, we have lots of young people working. And when young people work in, other young people come to see them and dine with them, right? Not only that, we have musics that actually is a big factor, so we play really good music. If you was to tell young people to go and tell 500 people, they won't tell them. But if you was to produce something that you give on their table, free of charge maybe dessert with the liquid nitrogen or dry ice, and create a drama, they will record that and they'll put it on Facebook. Why? Because they want to show off. They want to show the world that they're dining in a Michelin star restaurant in a fun way, in a quirky way.
Thank you very much indeed, Aminul. You're really passionate. Excellent. Next we have from Punchy Indian Street Kitchen, Shahriya Uddin from Portsmouth. Yeah, well done. Congratulations on making on the final round.
Thank you very much.
Again, we're going to have 60 seconds to talk about, and it's how to attract younger generation of customers.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah, excellent. Your time starts now.
As you mentioned before, the takeaway restaurant industry predominantly is made up of traditional Indian takeaways and restaurants which have elderly, more elder-wide customer base. So for us to keep the trade going, we need to recruit the younger people, make them like the curry industry. What we've done with the street food is create different dishes to go with that sort of thing. We have street dishes called Bombay Burrito. It's just a biryani in a wrapped up called Bombay Burrito. And customers love it. Masala chips. We are also very heavy on social media. The young generation, everyone's on their phone, everyone's on Facebook, Instagram. We have hashtags, and we play towards what their strengths. We have a rickshaw at Panchi, which is outside the takeaway. Lots of people love it. They take pictures of it. We have a menu which is basic, so people can understand it and follow it. We also have
I'll let you finish your sentence.
Competitions. Everyone's heard of Netflix and chill. We have things like that as well.
Thank you, Sharia. Well done. Thank you. Next we have Saffron Indian Takeaway, Roshanara Begum. I think she deserves a round of applause. Huh? Well done to making to the final round.
Thank you.
Excellent. Now we've talking about the management and recruiting young staff, but we're talking about the customers. How to attract younger generation as customers. Are you ready?
Yes.
Excellent. Now it's 60 seconds again, and your time starts now.
Okay, so I think it's about embracing technology. So again, using social media. We have Facebook, Instagram. We do regular posts to whether there's like a football match going on or some sort of event. We use that as an opportunity to sort of reach out to our customers and give them a sort of chance to say, come and order a takeaway from us, and just make it a little bit humorous. And I think that attracts the younger generation. We do giveaways, and customers love that. They go crazy for it. We do that sort of like, we won an award recently, so we're using that as an opportunity to thank our customers and say, okay, we're going to do a giveaway soon, so watch out for us, kind of thing. So I think social media is very, it's so important, and basically it's just all about engaging with our customers really, and just bringing them in.
Carry on. I'll let you finish your
sentence. Just rewarding them basically, and offering online discounts we do. So it's all about modern technology, so embracing that.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. Next we have from Spice Masala. I'm sorry, Hackerland. I beg your pardon. Hackerland, none other than our Steve Lee from London. Congratulations, Steve, for making it to the final round.
Thank you.
This is the round.
Yes.
You could be buying a ticket to if you win first two place, you buy a ticket to the final of 2020. Now, it's about attracting younger generation of customers. So we would like to hear you. You'll have 60 seconds. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here you are. Your time starts now.
Younger generations, they are really important because, to be honest, they are the one who spreads the word. I mean, I'm sure at the moment, every individual have at least 300 friends on Facebook or Instagram. So the quickest way, whether it's a good thing for us or bad thing for us, whatever it is, they just try to share it, whatever it is. So it's our job to give the ultimate dining experience for them anyway. Yes. The spending power is a little bit lesser than what the adult spends, but again, it's good for the future. To be honest, they try to spread the word. One friend gets the other one. The showmanship is also essential for our restaurant, so we try to give them sometimes a discount, a college discount. Sometimes we host an event in our restaurant as well. So it gives the exposure to them. It gives the business a good exposure, which is good for the business in return. So it's worth it, to be honest, and the value they are respected they like to be respected. So we prefer it is very important for them to have us.
Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Steve.
thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Fantastic. Now, while we wait for the result, that was. Can we have the 4 participants on the podium here, please? Right. Yeah. Right. We'll go to the panel judges. I'll come to Motin Bhai here. Right. Obviously, that was the final round, and you're a special judge. You got 10% of the votes. You obviously voting it now. I would like to know how did they do, and were there some room for improvement on what they said?
I think they all did very well. They mentioned technology, social media, but the other keyword that I was looking for was vegan option, dietary.
Sorry.
Social media they mentioned. The other options that I was looking for was vegan, dietary options, environmental impact, and of course the value for money, some of them mentioned. So a few key things that they didn't mention that the naughties children are looking forward to. They're making the biggest impact on the world in terms of how we consume food. So less meat, more vegetables, less plastic. So all of these things you could have improved on that has an impact on our environment, and that's affecting how we eat as well. All right, thank you. After all,
thank you. Well done. Now I want to come back to the panel judges. I want to ask Jalil Bhai, how did they do? What do you think?
Very well, extremely well. Did I very well?
Well, do you have any questions to them? How about that? I thought you'll have a long speech, Jalil Bhai, knowing you.
No, I really don't have much. They said many things.
Fantastic, excellent. Thank you very much. That's the first time, though. Right, Julia Erdal. What did you think? How did they do? And do you have any specific question to any of the participants, please?
I do actually. Yeah. I mean, I think you all did really well. I think you all kind of hit the points essentially about the social media, about offering discounts and all of that. I think young people are obviously mindful of their spending power. But also, what I was going to suggest is that if you're recruiting younger generation, if you're recruiting young staff, then they have friends. And so I'm asking, any of you, do you do things for your staff in terms of getting them to actually promote stuff to their friends? So are you allowing, so what I think, and I was actually going to say this in the previous round as well, is that unless as a business, unless as an older generation we step aside and allow the younger generation to come in and actually take control, unless we do that and allow them to give us their ideas and take their feedback and actually allow them to take control of the business to a degree, it's going to be really hard to then attract younger people. So are you all doing that? Are you allowing your young staff to,
I did a thing called Mixologist Club in our restaurant, so all the bartenders.
Can you go to the mic, please?
Sorry, I did a thing called Mixologist Club. We have like over 200 mixologists. We do a competition for them every month, every Sunday when it's quiet, and we give prize. So these mixologists, they're all bartenders and people like them. So they carry the Mixologist Club because they feel really special, and we invested a lot of money in that. We have almost like a library within the restaurant, so they can pick up a book and learn. We have cocktails of 7 C's. So these are the things that attracts young people because it's magical. And honestly, if anyone's watching this, have a look at Crooked Skewer and Yo Tuk Tuk. I think it's got a lot of solutions there, a lot of ideas. I want to share my ideas, honestly, I do. And, there's a lot of things I couldn't talk about today because it's short time. But, young people are future, and we have to invest in them.
Excellent, thank you. Yes, Catering Circle was created, for one thing, to revive our industry, to share each other's idea, to take it to the next level. So you well said. Thank you very much. The same question goes to Roshanara. Would you like to come forward?
Well, we...
do you ask, the question was similarly like this, do you ask your young staff to ask their friends to come and join? Do you spread the word, basically?
Yes.
And how do you do it?
That is how we have recruited the current staff that we've got. So basically, they refer their friends. Can you hear me? So they basically refer their friends, and actually they all know each other and they're working with us right now. So, and we offer sort of like free meals at the end of the day. So it's kind of like a benefit to working, you know, for us. So it's attracting them to come and work for us. So they're kind of taking a lot of pressure off us because they're helping sorting us out, if you see what I mean. But yeah, it does work.
Thank you, Roshna.
Referral.
Yeah, I tell you what. For anyone, free meals goes a long way. How about you, my brother, Shahriar?
So what we do is we have I wasn't able to mention, we have a app with a fully optimized EPOS system. And what we do is each staff, they get a code generated, and their family and friends can use it. And what they do from that is any orders over £15, they get free curry. So in terms, all we do is give one free curry and a code. And it brings us revenue because they share it on Facebook and their friends share it. It's linked to one individual, so we can track who brings in how much business.
Yeah. I mean, do you do anything for students? That's my personal question.
Portsmouth is a very big student town. We do meal deals, which we promote. We don't do anything specifically for students, but we do the meal deal, but we just put the student banner across it, just so the business is streamlined.
Excellent. So there's always there for something for youngsters. Right, okay. I think we heard a lot from the participant. We are going to go for the result, I believe. Just before I go to the result, I'm going to ask Mr. Best to ask any question, please, to the participant, if you have any.
I suspect you're all feeling very frustrated because you've been given 1 minute and only 2 minutes. And this has been a wonderful session, this last one, because suddenly you've all sparked and you've all come out with all these innovative ideas. And I think they're all brilliant. I mean, the whole thing, as Aminul was saying, about making it a surprise, you know, something that you can put on Facebook or whatever. You know, we had a really exciting thing with a nitrogen or whatever it might be. And I think the innovative ways that you've come about in sort of giving a discount or a free meal and things like that, they're all really, really good ideas. And I'm just a bit sorry, I think, so it's not a question so much, it's really an observation. I'm a bit sorry that we didn't give you more chance to open up on some of the other matters.
Thank you very much, Mr. Best. Jalil Bhai, we know you're a fantastic and brilliant entrepreneur. Do you have any advice how to really get the young generation involved in our industry? Because we know what the problems are. What would be your, my least advice, if you like me asking?
Oh, I don't know. Well, firstly, as many of the judges brothers said here, that financial reward and environment of working and everything else. I like the idea, one of the brothers. When I used to work in a restaurant many years ago, I worked in a restaurant called Bombay Palace, many of them, but I just couldn't. There was every different colour was working, Bengali, Indian, Chinese, Pakistani, Jamaicans, white men, and we had a competition within ourselves. I remember working in the restaurants is not the main man of a boss. That's when you go loser. That's when you failed. You have to give importance like husband and wife relationship between the chef to the kitchen porter. If there is if that chain of command get broken, doesn't matter how many system you put in place, it's not going to work. It have to be that chain. It's from the chef to the kitchen porter have to work.
It is
teamwork chain have to be work. Where I found is very interesting that now the wider community is getting involved, and I don't want to make this program controversial. We contribute over £4 billion to this industry in Britain for many, many years, but the British government hasn't recognised and hasn't put a class in an university for Indian restaurants. If the wider community, the white peoples and blacks and Chinese, all of them goes to work as a waiter and a chef, they will, because when Rover went bust, Gordon Brown went and put 15 million. But when we suffer, when we contribute £4 billion, none of them listen. And all of our organisation is all about taking pictures and nothing else. I didn't want to speak because I knew I'm going to lose it. And so therefore, these young entrepreneurs and brothers and sisters taking this forward, it will shaken up the country. It might take 2 years because we have a number of issues, Brexit, these, that, but this is something you can see that an industry hasn't gone down. It's making progress and it's going forward, you know. It is going forward.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I need to say one more thing, which is,
please finish.
You see, 21st century, we need to move on and change ourselves. The Indian restaurant traditional menu said hot, extremely hot, or a very hot, or a foul. Youngster aren't like that. You need to put how many calories, how much rice, how much this. You need to give it details. You can't just say, well, come and eat here. You need to communicate with them with details. You need to bring a celebrity once in a week. You need to do a nightclub night. You need to do a student night. You need to attract them. You can't just come in and say, you know what, come to my restaurant. Fal, they won't
You
like
have to
it
do things
because the fal was designed for a drunken man who didn't even taste. We don't drink anymore.
But they did build the empire.
No, you didn't.
But we have to move on. I totally agree.
So Facebook, financial rewards, food habits has changed. So we need to change. We, 21st century, we can't just put a lot of creams and a sugar in it. You have to change the food habit. You need to serve and present something the youngster likes. What it is. Did you see many people that had a salad box many years ago? But last 10 years, every street you got salad box. Means food habit has changed. So you can't just put cabbage on your food.
Coffee shops
anyway, look,
making money on the salad box.
The problem is where Kitty says that it's very difficult for us. I don't want them to get offended because we have to choose one, but we are in a difficult situation, all of us in here. But each is better than each other's. So, you know, it's one of those things. They need to take this. This is a game show, you know, but they should not demoralize that, you know what, we went there and we didn't get it. But we have a responsibility.
It's not about winning. Like I said, Catering Circle was about sharing ideas. I'm just going to touch on the special judges. I know you're waiting anxiously. Would you like any specific question to the, for example, how do we change attitudes? How do we make people understand, hey, this business is not going to go anywhere. We really want to hang on to it. Not only that, drive on from where it is and take it up.
Sure. Just one question to all of you is that obviously giving to the local community is very, very important, especially young people. They want to see what you are giving back to your own locality, local people like homeless people, drug issues and things like this. So you as a successful entrepreneurs, what are the kind of ways you are giving your corporate success, sharing your corporate success with local charities like homeless people or drug issues or any other social issues?
I've got some answers for that. We do a coffee club because lunchtime is not busy. So what we've done, we do like a gym membership, and we give all the HU5 postcode a free membership for the first month, and afterwards they pay £5. All that £5 subscription goes to all the local charities. We've picked 5 so far. Every one of them you said we are fulfilling already. Not only that, when they come in for a coffee, it doesn't cost me much money, but when they sit down at lunchtime and people are driving by, they think it's the busiest restaurant. And as a result of that, you know, we're now getting lunchtime customers. And not only that, when they come and sit down for a coffee, they got somebody else with them, so they buy coffee because they're not a member. So I'm breaking even on coffees. But, you know, the more you give, more you get. You know, we know this from our fathers and mothers. You know, they always say, give charity. So, you know, Allah's there, and obviously, you know, this is what's happening.
Thank you. Do you want to answer this specific question?
So this actually is quite relevant to us. So end of July, we celebrated our second-year anniversary. And for our anniversary event, we held a charity. It was a street charity event. We went out to the Portsmouth Council area. We put a stall up. We had a variety of different street food, and we gave it out to the homeless people. We partnered with an organisation called Don't Hate, Donate, and it was a massive success. We had the local media come in. So something that didn't actually cost us a lot of money. We got a lot of press from it, and it generated more business. And because it just puts, again, the more you get your name out there, more people know it, more customers you're going to get. If you think you're going to sit behind the counter and just wish for customers, it's not going to happen.
Thank you, Sharia. You've done well. Brilliant. Well answered. Does anybody else want to answer? Okay, fine. We'll move back to the special judges. I want to ask Meghna. We know you really work with young generation in many ways. Tell us in a nutshell, what do you think these days young generation wants in a career? What do they want?
From my own experience working with the younger generation, they want flexibility for sure, and they want to keep their options open. For example, I'll give a small example. A young person who worked with me through the summer, he not only is studying for his degree, he's also opened up his own business at home, which just delivery and takeaways with his mum. So yeah, and he's doing very, very well. But when I spoke to him, he said this is a side business for now, but he would like to progress into doing more home deliveries during Ramadan, during festive season. So I thought, we need to nurture talent as well.
Are we talking about mother's food?
Mother's food, yes, home cooked food, grilled food.
They do say you can't beat mother's food.
You can't beat mother's food. So yes, I think it is about flexibility and keeping, giving them options. Not just niching them in one place. You need to let them grow, and they need to find their own paths as well, but with guidance.
And they need to know that this industry, you can earn a good living and beyond if you put your mind to it. If you do things differently, is the whole idea. Doing things differently and proceeding and being successful.
Yes, for their development as well. If they know there's personal development involved as well, they would want to be involved.
I wanted to ask Habib Bhai, I beg your pardon, Habib Bhai. Obviously, you are into training and what have you. Why do you think that the curry industry doesn't have a college and university, like Jalil Bhai was asking? How comes we are missing out on this? The schemes from YTS, the olden days, to the college and university. Why do you think we are missing out? How?
Well, that's a very big question.
Complex question, I'm sorry.
Difficult for me to answer. But I think two things I would say. Number one is education and training needs to come from yourself, myself. I have to understand and appreciate the importance of it. And I think generally speaking, there is a huge lack in terms of our appreciation and understanding and giving importance in terms of education and training within the catering sector. So I think we need to work more to create more understanding and giving more importance in education and training, because the more education, the more training, the better you can do in your business.
Oh, definitely. Without training, it's you're lost, basically, in my opinion, in any business. Thank you very much indeed. Dr. Ali, I won't ask you any more questions. Would you like to sort of say a few words about our contestants, please, the participant?
Well, my believing they've done well, very good. But in my own experience, I would say there's such a wonderful industry we had, and it's not going to die off.
Okay.
I think in my believing, the quantity is going to go, the quality is going to come. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you very much.
And what they need is the young generations to be awareness. When there's a certain cautions, has to be awareness where the caution reason for. So obviously this industry can do well if the young generation understand opposite side, and they will make.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Motin Bhai, would you like to give a closing comment for 20 seconds? Your time starts now.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody that's participated. You truly done really, really well. But just to really encompass everything that's happened, do listen to what's happening, the trends in the world. And the trends, if you follow the trends and then incorporated that in your business and are consciously aware of what's happening, then you're going to be nothing but a success, especially with the energy that you're showing. I wish you all the best in the future. And again, congratulations on making it this far.
Thank you very much indeed. Now we're going to go to the final result. Are we ready for it, everyone? Yes?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, look, before the final result, you've done extremely well. You know, all of you are a winner. There's no such thing. It's a friendly competition. As one of the participants says, we're here to share our ideas. And if anybody can benefit sitting at home, any businessman or even staff, you've done your job. So congratulations to all of them, all of you. Well done. Now, I'm afraid I have to press this button. And the result is, here we are. Sorry, well done. Ekelland came 4th place. Saffron Indian, 3rd place. Pancini Street Kitchen came 2nd place. And the winner for today's episode is Crooked Skewer. Congratulations to the winner. Well done, excellent. Well done, excellent, fantastic once again. Dear mentors, well, it's a split really, one each. Although the winner is Marif. So how do you feel, sir?
Yeah, I feel very good. Actually, he's done well.
What did you do the magic? We need to know.
Well,
what was the magic advice?
Well, we discuss
to Amin Al Chowdhury.
We cover all the angles, I think, and we discuss each other, we help each other all along. Yeah, his background is fine dining, which is
right.
background, and
excellent.
I mean, other things I want to add is in order to attract new generation, I think we need to start with the parents and teachers. So, because the parent has a huge influence in kids, you know, you need to educate them as a catering sector is. It could be, it's prospective and has huge future talent and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah. Congratulations, well done. Samsuddin Bhai, congratulations to you because your participant bought a ticket to the final of 2019 Restaurant Talent Show. What would you like to say to everyone?
Well done,
you did
by the way.
Yes, touch.
I did, yes. I'd say Crooked Skewer, he uses passion, and it's very nice to hear that his restaurant's quite themed. And the other participants, you've got Hackland, who has a celebrity, who's going to his restaurant. You've got Punchy, he's got corporate development and so on. And the campaign that you do about your menu engineering for Saffron Indian Takeaway. So I think there's all interesting points there. So well done to all of you. Yeah.
Right, okay, well done. Thank you very much once again. Closing statement, advice or, closing statement from Mr. Best?
You're all very young people and you've all got a tremendous amount of oomph and enthusiasm. You are today's, if not tomorrow's, role models. We've seen with Nadia Hussain, designated by Debrett's as one of the 500 most influential women in the world. And that's as a result of her winning the baking competition and then developing as she has with books and things like this. You have the capacity to be a real role model, every single one of you, to not just your own community, but to other people who are thinking of going into the restaurant business. So hold that fast. And actually use that as a way of really helping the industry as a whole.
Thank you, sir. Great advice. One to take. Julia, what would you like to say on the closing comments, please?
Yeah, I mean, just reiterating, I think it's excellent. I think what you've done is excellent. All of your points were brilliant. I think that Definitely colleges, I think definitely please do more with the colleges, because the relationship, because colleges are crying out for restaurants to be in touch with them, to offer work experience opportunities to the students. We just need more and more of you to have a good relationship with your local colleges in order for those students to feel that it's a worthwhile industry to go into. It's just so important. So that's my advice. Please just do more with the colleges. Yeah.
Well done. Thank you very much indeed. Commiseration to Rosnora Begum. I think really it's not fair you're going. I think you really done well, really. Fantastic. Jalil Bhai, I would like to hear a closing comment from you, please, sir.
Very simple. I think when our parents and great-grandfather started this business, it was to provide the job for the family members, because not many people would have given us job in Britain 50 years ago, 40 years ago. Today, most probably, there is a pay gap between the black and ethnic minority plus the wider white colleague, £3 billion in this industry. I like to see these youngsters are providing job not for only the family, for the wider community, and there is no grey in it. The white men get the same amount of money as the brown men get paid. So that's only where we will take the grey part from this society.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
Thank you very much. Well said, well said. Right, I would like to call upon the podium the winners. First, Punchy Indian Street Food, Shahriar. Would you like to say anything, please?
It's been a great experience. It's great being here with these guys. I wish them all the best, and hearing everyone's experience, it's been great. Hopefully I can take that back and apply it to our business and take the advice I've heard from the mentors and judges as well.
Well done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Congratulations. And I would like to call on the crooked skewer, Aminul Chowdhury, please. All the way from Hull. Yep. Congratulations.
Yeah, no, I came here, honestly, I wanted to discuss everything because I've been passionate about this for a long time, because I've been doing food consultancy. You will have further opportunity. You just won yourself ticket. Fantastic. Thank you.
To the final.
Yeah, because I don't think, everything comes to the top and then goes down. Right. Even if we are going down, you know what? Everything has a beginning and end. You know what? This curry industry is not end. I tell you what, we are the busiest restaurant.
Thank you very much.
We are the busiest restaurant, guys, and because of idea-based restaurant, that's why diversified it.
Thank you. Right, excellent. Thank you very much. Congratulations. The runner-ups, both runner-ups, I will request you to come back on another episode. You will be welcome. That's for sure. Next, well done and congratulations to the winner. Both of you have done very well. Dear viewers, we will be back on the 17th of September for episode 7, and topic will be on competing with online companies. We all know what the situation is on online. It's a very, very important topic. We know how the big boys are really taking the cake out of our slice. This is Tafajjul Mia signing off from the Restaurant Talent Show. Much love and God bless you.